few years later I have started thinking, if it's just love in every glass I'm drinking, we're like one and without you I'm sinking. I'm always shining next to you. Oh, I got you, there's no reason to chasing pavement on my own, 'cause you're here to stay every night and day. I'm delighted 'cause I got you. La 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 la. You are gone, that makes me blue, but here he comes to take me too.
So on the count of three, say, you're watching PromoHomo.TV. 1, 2, 3. You're watching PromoHomo.TV.
Hey everybody, Nicholas Snow here PromoHomo, and this is a very special episode of Notes from Hollywood on PromoHomo.TV. Notes from Hollywood spotlights and profiles people passionately pursuing professions in the entertainment industry. And if you are watching this in time, good news, because my guest today is Del Shores. He's a playwright, he's a producer, he's a director, he's an actor, he's a stand-up comic. He's done it all. I call him a Renaissance man. And he's on the show today. I'm in front of the Palm Canyon Theater in Palm Springs, California. And right there on the screen, you can see that This Side of Crazy is showing here behind me, November 18th through the 21st. And you can get tickets. So I wanted you to have that ticket information right at the top of the show. I'm going to remove that from the screen for now. So This Side of Crazy opens for one weekend only at Palm Springs Celebrated Palm Canyon Theater. And I've been reporting about Del for decades. And actually, I appeared on stage at this theater once in a broadcast of Jesus Christ Superstar. This is a broadcast, that was a play. So if you have a chance to see the show in Palm Springs before it ends, you're in luck. But I know people will watch this episode forever because they love Del Shores. So stay tuned for that, even if you see the episode after the fact. I'm going to be here at opening night on the 18th, and Del Shores is introducing the show that night. And he's also going to be facilitating a Q&A afterwards. And just on cue, the marquee lit up. So coming up, I promise, is Del Shores. But I also want to give a very exciting shout out to the latest PromoHomo.TV superstars. I want to thank Aaron Terry and Bill. I want to say it's Levy. I don't know Bill, but he's signed up to be a PromoHomo.TV superstar. And to Kelly Marie Marino for upgrading. So what are the PromoHomo.TV superstars? They're people who have joined the 600 by 60 campaign. I'm finding 600 people in the world to sign up voluntarily to subscribe for PromoHomo.TV for $10 a month by my 60th birthday, which is April 25th, 2022 is my 60th birthday. For their support of my show, I want to give a shout out to DAP Health. Their value statement, one of them is, "We welcome all people, period." Gotta love that. And a shout out to 849 Restaurant and Lounge, my friends John and Willie. 849 is, by the way, a sponsor of the Palm Canyon Theater. And I'm a proud sponsor of the LGBT Community Center of the Desert. They are creating vibrant community by helping LGBTQ people along their way. And as thousands of you know around the world who watched my broadcast of the Palm Springs Pride Parade, I'm a grateful media sponsor of that organization as well. You can always follow them at pspride.org. For their support in helping people find the show across the Twitterverse, I want to give a shout out to the hashtag I Love Gay campaign. And locally, I want to thank my media partners, KGay 1065 Palm Springs, and their sister companies, the hashtag I Love Gay Palm Springs podcast and gaydesertguide.lgbt. And there is merch. Yes, there's merch. And you can find your official merch at PromoHomo.TV. And if you send me a picture of you wearing the merch with your permission, I am going to put your picture in the show like I just did. So without further delay, I'm going to give you a tease about what's coming up in this season of Notes from Hollywood, after which Del Shores will be with me right here.
The feel of cool water as the warmth of the sun is on my skin is only a small glimpse of paradise. You're the essence of my soul's desire. Stand with me, I need you by my side. I can't imagine one day without your love in my life. And my promise to you will last forever. Take my hand and I will be complete. Please stand with me.
And here I am, as promised, with Del Shores in front of the Palm Canyon Theater. Del, I have been following your career since Southern Baptist Sissies was at the Zephyr Theater.
That was 2000.
Okay,
Yes.
and now what came first, Trailer Trash or Southern Baptist Sissies?
Sissies was first.
Okay.
The order of the plays were Cheatin', Daddy's Dying, Who's Got the Will, Daughters of the Lone Star State, Sordid Lives, Southern Baptist Sissies, Trials and Tribulations of a Trailer Trash Housewife, Yellow, This Side of Crazy. So
all right.
There you go.
Well, I've followed your career for so long that I'm confused about the order of things, and I'm glad that you got them straight, so to speak.
Well, and you've confused me because you're just a shadow of your former self. It's like crazy.
65 pounds.
You lost a fifth grader.
I did. Hoping to replace him with
great.
a college student. Thank you.
Look amazing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I didn't tell our viewers what this play is about, The Other Side of Crazy. Why don't you tell them what it's
This
about?
Side of Crazy. The
other
other side of Crazy is the sequel.
Oh, the sequel. This Side of Crazy. Yes, I didn't tell you what it's about.
Okay. This Side of Crazy is it's a nutty play. It's about four women, and the mother is Diddy Blaylock, who is a superstar in gospel music. She's written over 4,000 songs. They are honoring Diddy on gospel music television, and she has promised to reunite her daughters, the Blaylock sisters, but they haven't spoken in 25 years, and there are some real good reasons that they have not spoken, and she manages to get them in the same house.
She does. So I understand this is the third production of this particular play.
That's right. I think I will always think of this as my COVID play because, it opened in San Francisco in September of 2019. That was the world premiere. Then we opened at the Zephyr, where you saw Sissies, and in early 2000. And the pandemic hit the last 2 weeks of our run. We stayed open. We were sold out, playing to half houses because everybody started being scared of going out. And the day after we closed, which I think was March the 8th, I flew to Dallas to direct it there. And we were in rehearsal for, I think, 10 days. And then you know what happened. And so Emerson Collins and I just packed all the props and everything in a storage that's still there. And so that was supposed to be the third production, but now this is the third production, and I'm excited to see it again. This is the first one I didn't direct.
Now, all of your plays are published by the same publisher?
That's right. Samuel French has been my publisher from the beginning of my career. They were bought by a company called Concord Theatricals, and the transition has been great for me. They've treated me so well.
Now, I always wondered, as a creative, when you write something, how do you preserve the integrity of the project when various producers take it on? What is the vetting process when someone wants to license a script and perform a play?
You trust your publisher, and you open the royalty payments twice a year, and you don't worry too much about it. Look,
Okay.
here's the way I feel about it. If you want it to live on, you can't have the control that you once had. You had that control. I had the control over this play. I had complete control over the casting, everything for the first two productions. And at some point you have to give that up. And last night I'm really excited to see this play because I've had a beautiful meeting with the cast.
We showed photos of that meeting with the cast at the top of the show.
We just sat and talked, and I told them that at this point I don't come to judge. I just come to enjoy. I come to celebrate. And so that's why I'm here. I want to say I love this theater. They have done many, many productions of my plays, and I think they paid the tuition for my daughter's first year of college with all the royalties.
Well,
they sent Samuel French.
We like that. I have a quote. Well, you have said that it was about your play, Sordid Lives. It was almost as if Palm Springs adopted Sordid Lives. It became theirs. Due to its continued popularity and cult following, Palm Canyon Theater just performed its 8th production of Sordid Lives this September. And the Palm Canyon Theater's co-artistic director, Layne, says, I'm so excited that Palm Canyon Theater will be the first production in Palm Springs of this soon-to-be classic, This Side of Crazy.
Oh, she's been great. And Say has performed in several of my shows. And
she plays Dr. Eve in Sordid Lives.
She likes the wicked characters. And I saw her, I believe I saw her in Cats and Evita here. So unfortunately, I have not seen every production that they've done of my plays because, you're on the road. I was directing A Very Sordid Wedding, the premiere of that play in Dallas when we opened the same night, A Very Sordid Wedding, as they opened Sordid Lives here. Because I remember I was on Facebook going, oh, I got to plug them. I got to plug this. I got to plug it. So, but I love the people here, and it's been a great ride.
It's one you want many of you. So you are, we were joking about soapboxes earlier because I'm a bit taller than Del, but he's holding his own. But he says he never gets off his soapbox. And that's true. You are very outspoken about the issues that you fight for and believe in.
I do, and I feel like I've gotten a lot of praise, and then I've gotten a lot of critique from our community, and sometimes I think people try to dictate to you how to be an activist. Their form of activism is criticizing your activism, and I always tell them when they start criticizing my activism, I go, well, wait a second, what are you doing? Because right now, all you're doing, you're not being an activist, you're just being an asshole. So I've lost jobs over my mouth, but I don't care because I don't think that we can make change without screaming loudly. And so that's with intelligence, you got to know your shit.
Well, a common theme in many of your works is homophobia in the South.
Yes. Yeah. And it's still there. I just spent the last 3 months in the South. I spent about 5 weeks in Dallas and another 5 or 6 weeks in Natchitoches, Louisiana. And it's amazing how, I teach college in Natchitoches, and I wrote a new play for them this year. They commissioned me to write a play for the students. It was called In Memoriam of Lena. And one of the things I addressed in that play is the infighting that we have within our own community. And so we get enough of it outside, but then we do it ourselves sometimes. And I think we need to look at that and go, okay, what again, what is our activism, and what is that, and what is it doing? And so much of my activism is through my work.
Well, and you do a brilliant job. I'm going to just see if we have any remarks from our live viewers. I always like to check in. and give them some love. So Paul Jasek says hello from
Paul.
Hollywood, and Dwayne Woolman is screaming out Del Shores with applause. Dwayne. And my good buddy Craig Prater is watching live.
Awesome.
And I also mentioned to people at the top of the show how they can support the new 600 by 60 campaign. That's how they can promote my network.
Awesome. Well, you're doing a great job. I am in awe of your one-man operation where you just put it all together. It's rather astounding, y'all. It's like someone who's very tech challenged to watch you maneuver this is insane.
Well, I have to thank you, but actually Emerson. So Emerson and Dell have their own show, and it's very popular. And I was watching it, and I asked Emerson one day in a private message, "What platform are you using to produce your show?" And he came back, StreamYard.
Are you using StreamYard?
This is StreamYard.
I love StreamYard. I'm not good with StreamYard. I trust Emerson to go, okay, push that button. Now we're on the air.
Well, this entire episode is going out on 4 different social media platforms, complete with video roll-ins, lower thirds, and my ability to curate viewer comments.
That's great. I will share it on all of mine.
Oh, I know that you will. So I'm just taking those off. I want to put up the ticket information again for this particular play because I can and I want to. So we'll stick that up. Bear with me.
I feel like that at some point I should say, here we are live downtown Palm Springs. Don't you feel like that?
We're uptown, and actually,
is this uptown?
Yeah, you're uptown. So I think that the most famous show you've been associated with is Queer as Folk. Would you say that that's true?
I would say TV wise, yes, absolutely. And they're doing a reboot on the Peacock. Yeah, it was a wonderful time to be telling those stories, and yeah, I loved working on that show. It's my favorite TV gig.
And did you by chance have a moment where you were a starving artist and then one of your projects became successful and helped pay bills?
Yes.
What was that one project that did that for you?
The turning point for me was my play Daddy Stein, Who's Got the Will,
which was made into a movie by MGM.
That's right. It was
I've done my research.
Yes, you have. My only studio picture, and gave me the great friendship with Beverly D'Angelo, who starred in it, and Beau Bridges, and Judge Reinhold, who did not remain a friend. That's a whole different story. And then Tess Harper was in it, and Keith Carradine, Molly McClure, the late Monty, and Patrika Darbo. So, but that play, I remember the day it happened. The review came out in the LA Times. And it was I remember the writer's name. His name was, I do remember journalist, Ray Loyne. He's no longer with us. And he said, there's a new voice in theater, and his name is Del Shores. And the play sold out for 22 months. And during the middle of the run, Gary David Goldberg, the creator of Family Ties, came to see the play and hired me to do an episode. As I'm turning in my episode, the writers went on strike. And the Writers Guild was called by Steve Kometko of Channel 5. I think he was at Channel 5 then, and said, who's the newest member of the Writers Guild? And it was me. And so they called my agent and asked if they could meet me at where we were marching. And then they followed up with an interview on the stage of Daddy's Dying. And because of that interview, and I always say, sometimes those dark periods, because I was devastated when we went on strike. They didn't shoot my episode, but sometimes those dark periods, bright light shines on them. And by the end of that strike, I had offers from 3 studios to develop TV, and the movie got greenlit. So
that's amazing. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you about our mutual friend, much more your friend than mine. Leslie Jordan.
He's doing great. He's, Leslie, I was just cleaning. I have a star over there, and I was cleaning it because a few months ago, Leslie was in Palm Springs, and he poured tea on it. and because he's jealous that he doesn't have a star here in Palm Springs. So I've been trying to campaign for him to get a star, so he'll just leave my star alone. And he put it on Instagram. He put this thing. So I'm not mad at him.
Way.
I am not mad at him because I gained 4,000 followers in one day because he poured tea on my star. But there were tea stains still on that star, so I had to go and get a paper towel and clean it up, cleaning my own star.
When I say that Leslie is more Dell's friend than mine, it's not that I don't love him. I'm just not that close to him in real life. I'm not in the inner circle, but I have just so admired his career over the decades. And he's just more famous than ever.
Well, the pandemic did not hurt him. It worked out very well.
Yes.
He started doing Instagram every day, 2 a day. And we had so much fun during that time. He'd call and he'd go, I'm out of material. Can you remember any more stories? And we'd brainstorm. And then he got hired to do this show. It's now on Roku called Squeaky Clean, where he was the host. He made a shit ton of money. And he hired me to be his writer. So basically, when he was out there talking to the contestants, he had a bug in his ear, and it was me telling him,
okay,
ask
then.
ask this.
Did he want you to share those trade secrets?
Oh, he doesn't care. What? Seriously, you've known Leslie for years.
No, I'm sure he doesn't care.
What's a secret?
He doesn't care. He doesn't care. So I'm with Del Shores. We're in front of the Palm Canyon Theater. We're going to wrap things up, but over at Del Shore, I can see the whole rundown. So they just did the guy Sordid Lives and Shrek. Now they have This Side of Crazy. Coming up this season, The Sound of Music, Les Miserables, Palm Springs Getaway, Cyrano de Bergerac, Spamalot, Into the Woods, and Godspell.
Godspell, my other show that I wrote when I was 2. Godspell.
And he has a bridge to sell you. I'm going to see if we have any other remarks before we close the show.
It was great being with you here in Palm Springs on this lovely day.
Adrian Christian says, "Hey guys, great to see you. Thanks for watching."
Yes.
Is there, let me cue up the ending before I ask you another question. Okay. Is there anything else that you would like to add that we haven't talked about?
I would love to say one thing. I have a foundation now, and you can go to delshoresfoundation.org. And we are a foundation. Our mission is to find and facilitate new queer storytellers in Southern states. And we have a contest that is open right now. So if you're watching this and you're a Southern writer in the South, you identify as LGBTQ+, please submit your play or your screenplay or your short film. You may just win, and we will help you get it produced.
Well, you heard it here on PromoHomo.TV's Notes from Hollywood with Del Shores. Del, I'm a fan.
I'm a fan of yours.
Thank you. And we're fans of yours, and I want to thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.
And I just can't get enough of your energy. I just can't get enough. You're the light in the middle of the night, and I just can't get enough. Oh, 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 a million colors burning up the